you. back to another exciting adventure of the rest of your life. Okay, what do I have open? I think I'm gonna have to do this all over again. So here we go. There's that. Need to shut that down. And alright. So now I'm gonna have to do this over again. And what did I want to do? This and this. Pop this out. Put it over here. Alright. The success of the channel depends on you. Alright, this is the transition of midnight. I should do longer segments of nighttime, right? So let's go to 1700. Let's cut this down to 45 maybe. 1700. Like 1900. 2100, and then 2300, and then 0 hour. Oops. Right. And then 0100. And then let's go to 0300. We'll go to 0500. And then we'll go to 0700. Roughly speaking, oh man, it shifted. Are you kidding me? Poop on a stick, man. And I can't select it, can I? I can't select it here. Doesn't have that option. Oh, you know what? I slid it over. That was my fault. And then it doesn't. See, it takes it away. Whatever. Okay. Let's do 07. Let's do 1900. 7 p.m. And then we'll do 2100. And then we'll do 2300. And then we'll do 0 hour. And then we'll do 100. And then 300. So it's not to scale. Okay, it's not to scale, boys. Okay. This. freaked me out. Whoa. Back. That was really freaky, man. Alright, so then there's that. And then there's that. And then there's this. Alright, so I will be right back to show it here. So this is an attempt to explain, and it's so sad that my initial thing, now I have to do it all over again. Okay. Man, oh man, oh man. Try to remember what I was saying. This diagram demonstrates the movement of time from 1 month's end to the new month's beginning. You'd think that it would. Alright, this diagram demonstrates the movement of time from 1 month's end to the new month's beginning. Alright. Alright. This diagram, reading right to left, reading right to left, the reading right to left, the final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of day phase. This diagram demonstrates the movement of time from one moon's end to the new moon's beginning. Reading right to left, the final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. There is therefore I gotta say it right now though, otherwise I'll forget it. This marks the beginning of the phase when Luna is no longer visible to anyone on the Earth for 3 days and 2 nights. Okay? This diagram demonstrates the movement of time from one moon's end to the new moon's beginning. Reading right to left, the final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase when Luna is no longer visible to anyone on the Earth for 3 days and 2 nights. While Luna is visible at dawn's twilight, within a matter of hours, she is cloaked in the polarizing light of her king, Solaris. Okay? I think I'm gonna have to take this down a notch. Okay. This diagram demonstrates the movement of time from one moon's end to the new moon's beginning. Reading right to left, the final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase when Luna is no longer visible to anyone on Earth for 3 days. Okay, so what I'm going to do is end this now because I have an idea to do something. Okay. Ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. The beginning of the final beginning of the final phase. The beginning of the final phase. Okay? Then you would say this marks the first day recorded wherein Luna's light disappears mid-morning. Alright, so this marks the first day recorded wherein Luna's light disappears. I would say by early morning. Wish I could be in a place where I could observe this on a consistent basis. Okay, this marks the first day. So this marks the beginning of the new moon phase. Okay, that's what I have to do. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase. Okay, the new moon phase. Let's do that. And this marks the beginning of the new moon phase and first day recorded wherein Luna's light disappears by early morning. I mean, I hope that this is really interesting to those of you who've never looked into this, but this information for me is just really, really interesting, and it's really having an impact on it, you know, just trying to understand it. Oh, it's way too hot. Okay, is that what I want to say? Okay. Alright. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase when Luna is no longer visible to anyone on Earth for 3 days and 2 nights. So then the idea is that even though at the beginning of the first day you could see Luna at dawn, within a few hours she's gone. So that begins the day. The same day, right? That's the evanescence of fucking time. That's this whole conflict when I'm talking about this with people who understand the solar calendar. They're like, well, you're messing with the solar calendar. I'm like, I don't think so. You just have this fucking gear that's working together. The solar year, right, is a solar year, and then within that you have a lunar year. Okay, that solar year and that lunar year are going to exist in the same time period, but you have to have the lunar measurements to demark the solar ones. Okay, because you have 4 seasons, right? So I mean, I guess you could do that, but then that's okay. So then if you have the seasons, right? Just in your mind, we're just looking at this landscape of time, and at the first pane is spring, because that's when the year begins. That's when nature's year begins at spring equinox. Okay. How do you know when this thing? So you have this spring equinox, you have this new moon, you have this new season. It all coalesces, it all corresponds. But the precision of, because when you just have the sun just comes up and goes away, it just comes up and goes away, it just comes up and goes away. You would just have day upon day upon day upon day. You would have no idea how many days has gone by, you know, per se. And then you have the seasons within that expression of day. So the day comes and the day comes, and then you have seasons: spring, summer, autumn and winter. But just like time shows us with Punxsutawney Phil, is it Punxsutawney or Punxsutawney? Punxsutawney. I gotta look it up. It's Punx, P-U... No, but then this one says Punxsutawney. Is it Punxsutawney or Punxsutawney? Punxsutawney. Now there's two different spellings. Either way. The new Mandela effect is Punxsutawney Phil. As Punxsutawney Phil demonstrates, winter can last 6 weeks longer-ish. Right? February 2nd. How much more winter are we going to have, Punxsutawney Phil? What? I don't speak, groundhog. Let's see if we can see your shadow. And if we see your shadow, that'll tell us whether winter is going to be, going to come to a close sooner or later. Right? And then you get to the equinox in the latter part of what we call March. The spring equinox is a thing. The autumn equinox is a thing. Just like the summer solstice is a thing. And the winter solstice is a thing. Oh gee, how are those things demarked? Does the sun demark those things? I'm just asking. How is it that you determine whether or not there is you have the winter solstice and the summer solstice? That has to do with the sun. Then you have the spring equinox and the fall equinox, and that has to do with night and day, which is both lunar and solar. So then you have an equal amount, roughly, whatever, right? Oh, it's never an equal amount. Just like we never see 100% of the full moon. Yeah, you do. Sorry, Ron Hangberg. Like, who told you, right? We would have to... here's the ambiguity of time. You have 3 days when the moon is looking... Man, it looks really full. Last night, I could tell it wasn't full, but right now, it looks full. And then the next night, it still looks full. And then the next night, it still looks full. So you have like 3 days of complete exposure of a full moon. That corresponds to the 3 days when you can't see the moon. You can't have a phase of the moon without an inverted reciprocal phase. It's impossible. So there you have ambiguity of the full moon. It looks like it's full for almost 3 days. And then you know for 3 days you can't see it. So if you know for 3 days that you can't see it, you know that you have 3 days when it is fully exposed. And that's just the ambiguity of nature. Okay? But people are like glitching out because they're like, Trav-EL, if you say that what you're saying about the moon being 30 days each month, look, I haven't even been able to observe the moon as often as I can. I just can't. Nature doesn't allow for it, you know? But this is like a massive puzzle in my brain, and I love it. So, if any of this resonates with anybody, whenever you find this, listening to the sultry sound of my voice, all right. Okay, the beginning of the final phase. I've got to get now over here. The beginning of the initial phase. of the initial phase. Opposite commentary over here. This marks the beginning of... Oh no! Shit! I conflated a concept here. And I've got to go back and correct this. Alright, well, whatever. Dunk, dunk. Except I need to know what that is. I need to copy that down right. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or am I? Okay. I think I can do that. This marks the beginning of the month phase. Alright, so now I need to copy this. Okay, so copy that. And now I'm going to go back, and now I have to rewrite it. Okay. This marks the beginning of the first day recorded wherein Luna's light disappears by early morning for 3 days. Okay. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase. This marks... No. Yeah. Okay. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase. And first day recorded wherein Luna's light disappears by early morning for 3 days. Okay? Now I need to copy this and then just modify it over here. Okay? This marks the beginning. This marks... Yeah, right? Right? Yeah, see, this is what's throwing me off. This new moon. Like, this is the new moon here. But this is the transition phase. Like, they don't have a word for this except to call it new moon. And this, I just don't like it. It's just glitching me out. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase as well. I mean, it's like the new capital. New moon phase. And first day recorded wherein Luna's light appears by late Okay? This marks the beginning of the new moon phase as well, and first day recorded wherein Luna's light appears by late evening. So you have early morning, late evening. That's an opposite. That's a yin and a yang. You have the lower left side of the crescent on the waxing and the lower right side of the crescent on the waning. Those are opposites, right? The beginning of the initial phase. Okay? So I think I should leave this diagram the way it is because it's a completely new diagram. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do that all over again. Boo. Unless I do that, now I have to do it all over again. Alright, so what is this? Are we going to utilize this center at all? If we do... day 3 day 2 day 1. What am I trying to do here? Right, I'm just trying to show you that from right to left, day 1, I should do that, right? Right, so day 1 starts in this twilight zone here. And then you have day 1, day 2, but you have... Oh, here we go. That's what I have to do. I want to do it that way, I guess. Then you have... second night. And you have... first night. So you have 3 days and 2 nights. I think that that's pretty clear. First night, second night. Reading from right to left. Okay, so now I need an arrow. I can say this. This diagram demonstrates the movement of time from one moon's end to the new moon's beginning. Reading right to left, the final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. The final waning crescent ends its circuit at the beginning of that final phase. This marks the beginning of the new moon phase when Luna is no longer visible to anyone on the Earth for 3 days and 2 nights. While Luna is visible at dawn's twilight, Within a matter of hours, she is cloaked in the polarizing light of her king Solaris. There we go. I need to follow up with that. Okay? So now I need to come down here and discuss as Queen Luna's master departs his wedding. I'm just gonna fucking metaphor this thing. As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, because they were just together in copulous. As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, comma, his polarizing light follows him, and discloses to the world his new bride. It's a veil. For 3 days, Queen Luna was veiled. By the glory of Solaris. His train of light removes that cloaking polarization. This is just the way it's coming out. As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, his polarizing light follows him and discloses to the world his new bride. For 3 days, Queen Luna was veiled by the glory of Solaris, so that no one saw her. Okay, so as Queen Luna departs, his polarizing light follows him. This train of light. As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, his polarizing light follows him. This train of light, removing that cloaking polarization. Of Solaris's glory. Okay? I like this. Please save this right now. Save this right now. Explanation. Oh shit. God damn it. That's why I do not like paint. it didn't save it in an open file. So now I have to redo that part, which isn't that bad, I guess. But it's still a pain in the ass. So how am I gonna? I can't. Can I copy that? Do this. And then do this. Why did it only give me part of his? Alright, so what I have to do, I guess, is dictate to myself. Open this. Okay. Do that. Alright, so then here we go here. What the heck happened? Why did this get all epichlets? I don't even know what Gentium Book Basic is. I don't even know what the was I using before, man. Alright, whatever. Golly gee whiz. And okay. Looks kind of similar. Okay, as this is where I do not do well. Like I can't like just, if I were just thinking I could type like this, but if I'm looking at it and trying to type it, I can't do it at the same time. I have to like go as queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, comma, his rising light follows him in this train of glory. Removing that cloaking polarization of Solaris's glory. And discloses to the world his new bride. 3 days. Queen Luna was veiled by the glory of Solaris. Okay, now that's where we left off. So now I want to change that color so that I can somehow, maybe I should just keep it here again. Change the font size and just go with it. Why did that cut out that much? I understand why it's not As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, his polarizing light follows him. That... Did I spell that right? Oh, this follows him. This train of glory, removing that cloaking... Oh, there, I can do that. Removing that cloaking polarization of Solaris's glory, and discloses to the world his new bride. I just want, like, this flowing... It's, to me... If you think about it, in the 3 days when you can't see the moon, you in order to see the moon, you have to look directly into the sun, because the moon is right there in the glory of Solaris. Because you could see from 3 days before, there's the moon, and it's getting closer to the dawn, and there's the moon the next day, and it's closer to the dawn still, and then on that last day, the moon is right there at the cusp of twilight. And then within a matter of hours, if you were a watcher, we need to get a video or a time lapse of the transition from waning crescent to when the moon just disappears. Because the sun is, that's just the way the day works. Okay, I know where your mind is going right now in terms of, oh, Travis, don't you know about the solar system, and don't you know about the Earth's rotation and the massiveness of the sun? Yeah, I know that mythological story. I'm telling you a different version. How do you like it? Don't tell me your story. That's your story. I'm telling you my story. Why don't you just sit down, shut up, and listen to my story? Because the way it looks to us is just simply that the glory of the king of the world swallows the light of the moon. And then for 3 days, there's the moon. There was the moon there. There's the moon. And we watch and the sun and the light, and it comes, and then where'd the moon go? And it's right there. I could pull out my app. On my phone. Where's the moon? Right there. But I can't see it. That's because the moon is light, just like the sun is light. But they have different they have different wavelengths and frequencies, and that whole thing that Michael Cleary, shout out to Cleary, right? I know you geek out on that thing, man. I just, it's over my head, but I can think about it. Okay? So, okay. This train of glory removing... Okay, I'm gonna see if that removing is not a good participle. As Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, his polarizing light follows him. This train of glory, removing that cloaking polarization of Solaris's glory. And disclosing to the world. Thank you. Disclosing, because I think that's what was throwing me off, because I had the participle removing and then discloses, and they weren't matching, so my inner Nazi was glitching out. For 3 days, Queen Luna was veiled by the glory of Solaris. But now... Why is it white if it says it's yellow? Whew, I am toasted right now, baby. It just hit me like a brick. Okay. But now, For 3 days, Queen Luna was veiled by the glory of Solaris, but now, as she trails behind, mixing our metaphors, as she trails behind the great hare, Queen Tortoise but now, as she trails behind the great hare, Queen Tortoise. No, I can't mix this metaphor. But now, as she trails behind the greater light, she gains her own glory the farther away she is. Okay, that's interesting, right? So the farther away the moon gets from the sun, the brighter the moon gets. The closer you get to the sun, okay, this reminds me of John the Baptist. I must decrease, he must increase. The glory of the sun is always more glorious than anything that we've seen. You can't safely, the last time I looked directly into the eyes of God, I had a very traumatic spiritual awakening. So it's a very magnificent thing to look up into the direction of the sun. I'm just trying to, if you haven't done this, then I just implore you to find a way to start making these observations of a week, right? It's just a week long. Give me 3 days at the beginning, 1 day in the middle, and 3 days at the end for you to just watch the moon approach the dawn and then get swallowed up, right? Because on day 2, you can still see the moon in the daytime all day long. All day long. The moon is in the daytime sky, and you can see that last little Cheshire smile. And then the next day, you see it. There it is, right there. We're gonna watch it. Oh, where'd it go? It went away. I just find that magical. It's just amazing. Okay, as Queen Luna's master departs his wedding chamber, his polarizing light follows him. This train of glory, removing that cloaking polarization of Solaris' glory and disclosing to the world his new bride. For 3 days, Queen Luna was veiled by the glory of Solaris, but now, as she trails behind the greater light, she gains her own glory the farther away she is. What does this mean? What does this mean? Oh my God. Think about that. Let's think about that. And there's nobody here. What the crack, man? What does this mean? I think we're just gonna leave that hang, right? Just make the font bigger. Save this biatch. I think I'm gonna replace it. Alright. Yes. Okay. Now, okay, actually, I don't know because I can't even modify that now. See, I can't even go back. So this is why, for me, it's like I shop at 5 different grocery stores because not one of them has everything that I want. Oh, man. So, I don't even know what I was going to say right then. Oh, yeah, I did. So, I use Paint because I like this format, but I can't go back and edit things if I save it. It shuts it off. So then I have to get to a point to where I want to save it, which I just did, and then I have to go now and open it in a different program. So that. And then I'm going to try to find out what would look good here, if anything. I'm going to bring in an image. What the crack? So now I've got to adjust that so that it is in a certain position. Now, it just depends on whether or not, like I said, this is going to work. I like it. But now, this is all fucked up. Why? I don't need this. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should not do this. Okay, stop. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Don't save. Okay. Alright. So, what do I need to change this time? Right? Why did it come in so massively? And then if I change it, it's going to change the whole... Right? That's selected, but now if I change the size... It's going to change the whole image. Watch. See? Instead of changing this, which is what I wanted it to change, it just changed that. It's just stupid. Save this as, well, let me maybe make it a little bit lighter. Okay. And then just do a save as. This. If I saved it like that, I can keep it this way. with a different program. And I think it's going to screw up the ratio. It's going to wash everything out. It's going to make it look. Hopefully it will. Maybe not. Alright. I like it, but I don't know if anybody else will like it. This is like deep shit, you know what I mean? Unless it's like, oh yeah, it's obvious, Travis. Now, what does this say? Let's see. Alright, so what's on my mind? I want to share this with everyone. In the chicken. Oh man. Please. Come and knock on my door. I've been waiting for you. Alright. There it is. Whatever, man. It is what it is. Alright, so a needle pulling thread. How many of these do I know here? Nothing. Yeah, man, I just don't know where that Twilight photo is going to be. Like, I don't know where I would have kept it. Like Chesapeake Bay footage. Like, what does that even mean? Alright, these are daytimes. I mean, yeah. Daytimes. Ooh, let's put that as my background. Right, so now that I think I looked at this already. I might as well just watch that. I don't know what this is. That's a good video if you haven't seen it. I have got good content. Oh my god. Look at this bird right here. This is just gorgeous. Look at this boat. Oh my god, look at this. I love this. Hello, I love you. I love you. I love that. Oh my god. It's so gorgeous. I'm just gonna watch this. I want to watch this. Now it feels like it's washed out. I just forgot it. See, look how you can see how you can see the flow right here? The breakup of the vanishing point, and then it's solid right here. It doesn't have that, you know, like what is that? Like it's not right here. Sometimes it is, but it's not. But if you follow that line all the way across, it's all solid, stable, 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 stable. But what is going on right here? What is that? All right. Why is this dragging? Maybe it's taking too much. Can't take the power. All right. Let's keep looking for my footage. Ooh, I am toasty, baby. Toasty. Yeah. Toasty. Toasty, toasty, toasty. What is this? Ether Band 1. Swanee people. Oh, here we go, maybe. Gotta wait for these images to render. Go get some carrots. Alright, this is just daytime stuff. Where would I put this? Let me try to locate this in another place. What was on this? Swanee people, Ether Bird, Concord Lighthouse Ground. Okay, where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put this? This is just random. Nothing specific. Random. Okay. And then I'm going to put it in. I don't know. Cut. Oh man. No, this is not going to be true. I got to check that one out. Alright, just forget it. Okay. So then it's at right now. Not like I'm gonna remember. Average degrees. So like this could be a duplicate. Yeah, see, look. Yeah, see. Look at all this shit, man. Oh my gosh, this is Emma Wood in here. Oh my gosh. Plain Truth introductions. Like there's so many files here. I wouldn't even know which ones to get rid of. If I need to get rid of anything, right? Man, oh man. Extra March footage. What is this? Oh, let me put the music back on. Oh, there it is. Ooh, look at these moons. That's awesome. Oh, there's a barge, huh? I like these moons. Let me get these. Oh. Why don't we let me do that? Cut that out. Cut that out. There we go. Boom. Skip if they're there. Okay. Must have already had one. Right. Copy. Paste. Those are there. Okay. Let's just look and see what we get here. Okay, try that again. Why is this? Something's going on with my fucking computer, man. What the fuck? Alright, well, whatever. Now this one opens. Alright, that's not that great, so don't need to waste that space. There's 6 minutes on this one, so... Ooh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Look at that. It's gotta be a planet, right? Yeah, look at that. That is awesome. is underwater, yo. That is underwater, man. We're all underwater, man. Alright, where is this picture gonna go? It's gonna go to not this. But this. Okay. Let's take a picture of that. Let's go, yo. Man, oh man. I guess I probably have it right there. Yeah, this thing is glitching like crazy. So it doesn't have the video open right now, but that is circling the drain for sure. Okay. Well, why can I not hear the music? Hello?